Welcome back inside the circle, and boy, have we missed you. Before we get into it, quick shout out to our sponsors, as always, All Jersey Mechanical and AVP Live. If you noticed, sponsor list a little lower, so if you're interested, hit us up, and we're always looking to add you inside the circle. But as always, I'm Zach, alongside Josh and the captain, Ben. Welcome, boys. It's been a while.
Good to be back.
Finally back. The world's coming back to normal. An awesome card coming our way, and I'm just excited to be back on it. We just saw the highlight from HCS 15, which feels like forever ago.
Shout out baseball wrestling.
It was only in November, so I guess we really didn't take that long of a break, even though if we look at all our fans and competitors, it seems like we've been gone for a year and a half. But H15 was the last show in Shrewsbury, New Jersey. As a lot of you don't know, we have moved locations. Hammer Sports Performance is up and running over in Hazlitt, and that's where our home base will be. But I think HCS 15 was a perfect send-off to Shrewsbury and Zephyr. It was a great venue for the first 2 years. Nothing but good things to say about that. Obviously, we were still running it, but that is in the past now. And we look forward to 2024. Stacks here coming.
Watching those highlights, that was such a good event, like top to bottom. That was I just watching some of those matches back. I was like, man, everyone delivered on that card. It was crazy.
It was a long day. Two cards back to back. Amateur Invitational, crowned 5 champs, and pro duels. And Saga Jiu-Jitsu walked away with that. That was crazy. I guess let's just run down the Amateur Invitational champs from 2023. And the female 125, we had, I think, a shock, and not too big of a shock, but Maya Lang came and decided that, you know what, I'm 15 years old, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to just take everybody's arm. And she did. She won by all finishes, and finishing Dana in the final was extremely impressive. Nick Diacomo won 145, still undefeated. No one really gave him too much of a push. Our own Justin Blackmore made the final, went out there and tried to do what he did, but I think Nick's on a different level, and we'll be talking about him very shortly. 165, Bobby Reardon showed up. This weight was supposed to be stacked, and we had a lot of pullouts at the last second, and it was frustrating to me, but I will say that entire bracket was game to do whatever. It ended up being like a 9-man bracket, 10-man bracket. So we just went a normal roll call, but Bobby, again, all finishes, and he's the 165-pound champ. He is now a purple belt, so we'll be seeing him in the pro division this year. Male 185 was was crazy. It was the only weight to keep to our format to have the 12 guys and have the pods. And Brian McLaughlin, the champ, took a spot on a week's notice, finished Danny Mullen in the opening round, finished Billy LeMayu, and walked out. I forgot even who he got, but he finished everyone. He went 4-0, 4 finishes, 185-pound champ. Our heavyweight, Nick Kennedy, went 2-0 on the day. He's a heavyweight champ. Again, that weight class, we were missing a bunch of people as well. So hopefully we can get those done this year. And then, like I said before, the team champ, Saga Jiu-Jitsu, which we'll be talking about them a little bit too. But that was it. I know, Zach, you missed this one. You're over in Iceland. I know the connection wasn't great over there. You had volcano eruptions and stuff like that.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in Iceland. Time difference. I think this event happened a little later for me. But yeah, definitely one that I was sad to see, and it's sad to miss out on. A lot of big events happening. I always love when we have the card with a lot going on. It just changing up the vibe from all the super fights. But now, speaking of, get to hop back into a lot of super fights, which I'm excited about. He's got some big names on this one.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well just get right to it. All right, HCS 16 on 3/16 day. So everybody, make sure you got your Budweiser ready to go. And we're going. HCS 16 will be a stream-only event. All right. We are still figuring out stuff in the new gym. It is a little smaller, but with that being said, we're just going to improve the stream quality, and you'll see. But there are some fences involved now and extra wall, so there's going to be a lot less of out of bound work playing, I guess, and a lot more. Oh, we got to stay in the center and we got to go. I'm super excited about that, but nothing more exciting than the return of our first ever main eventer, 3-0 inside the circle, all the way from Wales. Tom Selamir's back, facing Zach Shimos. I mean, this is a perfect matchup to start off the year.
It doesn't get better, much better as a main event than this right here.
And obviously, I mean, the elephant in the room. We all know what we wanted. I pitched it. Selimir versus Cockle. But I guess they have gone against each other a couple times, and Cockle has the wins. Tom wants it back. Tom is stateside for at least the first half of this year. So I'm hoping maybe if Tom finds a win in March, we might be able to convince Cockle to do it.
Mm-hmm. Little number one contender battle.
And we can have the battle before Tom moves back to England and we lose it.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
nothing
obviously we don't avoid
losing our title to Europe again.
That's great. That's a great main event. Selimir versus Zach Shimos, two guys who are super game. Two guys who I feel like have similar games. You know what I mean? Like they're like, I feel like their jiu-jitsu style is very very similar. It kind of feels like the old guard versus the new guard of HCS almost. Like Tom Selimir was like the mainstay of when we were first starting HCS. I mean, he was how many was it like three main events?
Three main events in a row. And on that point, he had 2 matches on our old rule set, and then he has 1 on the new, where Zach's chilling 9-3 right now.
Yeah.
And,
it's been a while since we've seen Tom.
So we're talking about 2022, and it's crazy.
The country.
Zach's just been on a tear recently in HCS, and it's like I think it'll be interesting to see. It's I was excited about Selimir and Cockle, but I think this one's going to be just as exciting. Like I said, it's like the old guard of HCS versus the new guard, and I think it'll be fun to see.
And luckily, these two have not competed against each other in any other format.
Love that.
So Zach's a newer black belt, obviously, and he's circling around. He just opened up a school, so congrats, Zach. But very similar body types, and I think – I don't know. I mean, we could be talking about this Selimir Cockle match all we want, and Zach was going to throw a wrench right into it and remind him he hasn't gone anywhere, and he's a staple in the HTS. He's a staple in the house party, and we might have to wait to see another Cockle and Zach down the ride. But
how many are two of those to Cockle? Those two in the circle? Two of his three losses?
Only one of them. His other one was to someone that is banned from the circle, Michael Haynes-Muller, and then another one lost in the duel. I feel like he lost in the first.
Maybe he lost.
I feel like he lost in the first pro duels, but he's been on a tear since then.
It all happened in one stretch.
He's undefeated. He's undefeated since. Oh no, yeah, he lost. No, he lost in the Grand Prix. His first loss was the Grand Prix against Matt, not Matt Devoy.
That was a big upset. He was the 2 seed that lost.
He was 1 seed that lost, and then he lost again. Yeah, then he lost in the Grand Prix final.
But it was all back to back to back. It happened.
He hasn't lost since he lost to Cockle last July in the Grand Prix final.
Yeah.
And that might go for all around. But yeah, it's a good match. I'm excited to get right back to it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely great way to kick off the year. But our co-main, I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at either. That's a hell of a matchup. Robbie Bloom, who's you could argue maybe more of a coach of HCS than he is a competitor. We've seen him coaching pretty much at every event, up against our workhorse, Nick Toscano. Put him up for the boy. This is a hell of a matchup. 2 HCS veterans who know what they're doing. Again, Robbie's always there, even if you don't see his name on every card. He's coaching someone pretty much every time, and every time he walks in, he's like, "You have any last-minute pullouts? I'll compete right now." So nice to get him on the card. Great co-main event to keep it rolling with.
I don't know if I've ever seen anyone who competes as much as Nick Toscano does. I feel like it's every weekend, and sometimes
he's competing right now in Portugal.
Yeah, I saw on Instagram. He just did.
I thought he was just going to Portugal, and then his first day there, he was in a tournament.
Even on vacation, the work doesn't stop for Nick. So.
And he was saying something to me how he was taking a break after one of his last HCS last time, and I think his break lasted 3 weeks.
Yeah.
What the break he was saying, because he had competed every weekend for like 8 in a row.
Yeah.
And he's not even taking breaks. He's been commentating for Arena. He's all around. He's a teacher.
Yeah, his break does not mean he's not. He's in the gym every day.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's getting masters. Like you said,
in addition to a full-time job and going to school. I mean, it's extremely impressive to me to be that frequent of a competitor. Not only like frequently competitive, but winning as well. Like not, you know what I mean? Not just competing, but winning. And
I really do think he's improved a lot too. Like from the first time he competed with us to the last time. Like every time, even though it's like one event after another, there's not that much time in between. It just feels like from that break, that 1 month, he's just like way better every time. So it's definitely, I love that mindset coming from the wrestler background. A lot of times you'll run into people who it's like, I competed 2 months ago. I'm still recovering and training, working things out. And then you get the wrestler mentality of, I'm used to competing multiple times a week. This is what we do. Getting on the mat, competing every time. That's the best way to get better. I'll always stand by that. Going to practice is great. You're not going to get better until you get into an uncomfortable position with the guy you don't know. Trying to actually beat you versus a teammate, it's all different. So I think that he's living proof of that.
Yeah, and same thing goes with Robbie. Robbie was part of the duels on HCS 15. He only did one match. I don't know if he was hurt or whatever, but it was when their second match was going on. He did not take the match. They had the people, and they did whatever those rule sets were. So it was interesting. I think the length to Robbie here is going to be something interesting for Nick, especially in the smaller area that we are giving to it, so they can work both ways. Again, another matchup that hasn't happened, and they both have been circling each other, at least in the circle.
That's surprising this one hasn't happened
for a little bit. And that's what it's so tough, looking at all the other organizations. We more or less have the same competitors. they've matched here and there. So sometimes it's hard. And luckily, our rule set's different. So sometimes it's a different mindset. But another fresh matchup to open up 2024. And with two veterans that know the game, and you'll see it. I mean, Nick's talked about it before. I've picked the armbar because I know I need to get the finish or whatever. So he changes his game mid tournaments and cards and all that kind of stuff. So it's a good one to watch out for.
Absolutely. It's really surprising they both compete so much. That's crazy. They haven't competed anywhere.
Well, now Nick, you got to think Nick was also at 55 for a long time now.
True.
He's at 65 and he's welcoming more, and Robbie who's been at 75, 80. So now he's coming down too. So, a lot of people are trying to get away from Cockle. So it's like, we got to figure out what's going on. You make yourself the best opportunity, and you got to do what you got to do. All right.
Another veteran, but this time welcoming someone new to the circle. We got Sebastian Gallegos up against Chris Remedios, new to the circle, not new to the competition circle, of course. Josh competed with him before, practiced teammates with him before. And Sebastian, of course, one of our old reliables, always puts on a hell of a matchup. Excited for this one as well.
So, disclaimer, both of them are old teammates of mine, and I'm not positive if they've crossed paths. I'm going to go with yes. Me and Chris fighting at the same time. We shared cards together in reality. We trained every day at Kurt's with the pro MMA team, and when Sebastian was over at Inferno. So there's got to be an opportunity that they've crossed paths.
At least a couple practices or something.
They've definitely had a roll with each other. Neither of them hesitated when the matchup was offered. I was looking for Sebastian, but I couldn't find anybody. And Chris hit me up. He's like, yo, I'm bored. Get me on one. Chris is a full-time police officer right now. Pretty sure he just got married. He hasn't competed in anything bare minimum 4 or 5 years. So different. He's training. He's one of Francis Marshall's main training partners. He's active in the room. Strong wrestling background. Great jiu-jitsu. Again, from Kurt Pellegrino's skin. So I understand how they train. I understand what he's going to bring it. And Sebastian understands the same thing. So I think similar games are going to be a little bit, but I'm excited. I'm excited to get Chris on it. I mean, like I said, we used to have battles in the room, a lot bigger than me, but it's an interesting matchup. And again, another fresh matchup. And that's what we want to do, especially like on a stream only. I'm trying to give some good cards. An afternoon card won't take up too much time of your day. And awesome 316 day. You watch some Stone Cold stuff, watch some more Stone Cold stuff.
Of course. Crush a couple Budweisers while you're at it, Nothing like catching some jiu-jitsu while you're just chilling on the couch. A little afternoon, nice. Hopefully some nice weather for you.
Didn't we get H15? We got Budweiser for the team.
Oh, I went to the liquor store and got it. Yeah,
because they didn't believe we were going to do it, and
yeah,
I'm a man of my word, so I was like, go get it.
I put on for the team.
Yeah, I might have to have a couple in the booth or something.
Also, I was about to ask, what's the policy for referees and drinking?
Referees should maybe not get hammered.
You should be on point, yeah, bro.
Yeah. Sorry, I think I can have one.
We've all seen Ben drunk, by the way. Well, also, Ben's birthday will be around the event. So
yeah,
just practice drunk.
Yeah,
like get a couple rolls in at practice. Be drunk so you can be on your game.
No, not rolls. You just got to ref.
I want him practicing drunk.
Yeah,
I want him practicing drunk.
I mean, I also
try to ref practice drunk, but I also want him to physically practice drunk.
Yeah, I work as a coach at Hammer Sports and Performance, so I don't think Josh would appreciate me showing up to my job drunk, but
yeah, that's different.
You're drunk, but when you're done coaching,
yeah,
and you're doing a class yourself, that's what.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you got to do like on Thursday.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Makes sense. Are there any bars nearby the gym? I'm trying to think of.
There's a liquor store right on the corner.
There you go. Brown paper bag it.
We're back.
On the note of HCS 15 and the team duels and Saga Jiu-Jitsu, I'm excited to announce. I mean, we've already announced it, but we will be going to a season format for our amateur duels. So basically, we'll be having amateur duels on every card for the year, building to.
I apologize about that.
Excited about the team duel format.
Yeah, even Maisie is excited about that. She wants to get in on it.
So we'll be building to our team playoff and our amateur invitational by having duels. You know, if you're familiar with the wrestling season, it's very just like that. You come out, you win a duel, you'll get points. If you have competitors compete in Ironman tournaments, you'll be getting prestige points, head-to-head wins, all that kind of stuff. We'll be inviting the top teams into the playoff. So the only way you can get into the amateur playoffs for the teams will be competing at least once with us. You will be able to have an opportunity to have different rosters every time. But for a person to be eligible for a playoff, they would have to compete for us at least one time. It could be in a team duel or an individual because you'll be representing that academy or affiliation. And then we'll be building all the way through towards the end of the year. We'll do the amateur invitational again and the amateur team duels with a bunch of cool stuff on the pros as well. But first matchup, a big favorite local study is Asbury Park Jiu-Jitsu. They're coming out, bringing a team right away. And then we'll be having an affiliate of 215 BJJ, a combination of Saga Jiu-Jitsu and Grindhouse. And I believe another school as well. But we were trying to build it was going to be Grindhouse for Saga. And then I guess I wasn't talking to the proper people to find out that they train together regularly every week. So I was like, oh, so you're an affiliate? Like, yeah, more or less. I said, all right, so let's just make an affiliate team. And that's how it will work because there's no need to do it anywhere else. But then yeah, so it's Grindhouse and Saga Jiu-Jitsu makes the affiliate. You'll have reigning heavyweight champ Nick Kennedy on the card. I know that on the lineup. They gave us his lineup, but we'll roll those out down. And then you have Matt Brondy, which will be dual servicing on this card. He'll be on the dual meet squad, and he'll also be having a super fight earlier in the day. But I'm just excited to get the dual meets rolling, and you'll see them every card.
Yeah, that'll be a fun change because those dual meets always bring a pop, even without a crowd. Like for this one being stream only, the team itself will bring that excitement. They always get loud and crazy, and that's what makes us unique. You know, it's what separates HCS from your other leagues. People aren't doing this, and I'm excited to see, honestly, the cage and the wall work, how that's all going to work in here, and especially I feel like when you get amped with your team. Or if you get like a smaller guy and a bigger guy because of the team format and how you send out, how that's all going to work in together. And it's always something exciting. It'll be a nice little break up in the day from your super fights back into this and then back into more super fights. Should be a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see no one on the roster has dual experience, but Kyle Meyer, coach of Saga Jiu-Jitsu, just won the Pro Duels and was part of the first Pro Duels. So he understands the format. He understands when you got to make up matchups and stuff like that. So I'm excited to go. And we have a bunch of other teams that are ready to get put on a card. Hammer Sports and Performance will be having a team in the league. Rolling Bear Jiu-Jitsu will be having one. Method Jiu-Jitsu will be having one. A bunch of others. What?
We're going to see the captain on the HCS team.
If he wins his grapple off,
yeah, I'll have to win. I'll have to win against some tough guys, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to make it. We did have that takedown tournament, and I won. So I'm keeping that one in my back pocket. I'm not a wrestler, but I won that one.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on the team?
No. I mean, so HCS 17, don't have an exact date, but we're looking for that. Will be in May. So if you're watching this and you want to get on, I'm looking for 4 teams for that card. So we'll do 2 different duels to get them rolling, make sure we have opportunities. But other than that, I mean, I'm super excited to give a platform of a season, and hopefully this can build and just make that amateur invitational and the duels at the end of the year that much more exciting, even though it was nonstop action in the last one. So I guess let's talk about Matt, since we already brought him up. So Matt Brondi will, like I said, he'll be on the Asbury team, but he will also be a part of a super fight to start off the show. He'll be the first one, welcoming newcomer Lee Sherman out of Move Jiu-Jitsu. I don't know much about Lee, but I do know he's been doing a great job promoting the event. He's been nonstop putting out stuff, creating his own stuff, asking me if he can do anything like that. Streams are on sale already. He's already got a couple given his name shout out. So that's what we want to see as a promotion as well. But I hear good things. So I'm excited to see a person bring it. And then Matt, Matt's only loss right now, it happened in the amateur invitational semifinals. So he's looking to get right back and obviously look to stay active. He's ready to do 2 matches to start off the year and go from there.
I'll tell you what, that's the quickest way to come up in HCS. It's a 2-way street. You promote us, we promote you.
And on the other side for Brondi, also being ready to compete however many times we tell you to compete in a day. Love that sport as well. Both these guys doing the right things to, get on our good graces and, getting cards. And if you want it, we want you. Is basically the moral of the story. If you get after it and you want to be here and whatever else, then that's what it's all about.
All right. Moving along.
We got Kimmy, right?
Yeah.
You might not recognize the name change. Shouts out on getting married. Congratulations.
Yeah, Kimmy had to take a break for said wedding. We were trying to get her going on. We tried to get her in the amateur invitational. Obviously, she would have been a big name to have in there, but wedding and professional life and all that kind of stuff got in the way, which is fine. But she reached out to me as soon as her availability came open and said, "Hey, get me on if you got anybody." And then I did not have to go much further than Bobby after making the splash she did last year at the female only in October when she went against Ariella, and they did the jumping guard take to each other. That match was awesome.
That was an absolutely insane match. That was one of the best I've seen. It was awesome to ref that match. I love getting to ref because of matches like that, where it's 2 competitors who make me have to do my job, but I'm not sitting there daydreaming while they're in 50-50 the whole time. It's a action-packed match the whole way through. So I really appreciate matches like that really have to make me apply my somewhat limited reffing knowledge.
I was loving getting a good female fight on the card. I feel like they always bring it, so excited for this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Bobby didn't. She said, "Oh, this is a great one." Again, another matchup that hasn't happened, and it's so tough, especially with the lower weight girls. This one's happening at 110 pounds, so it's tough. Kimmy is like 95 pounds, I think, 100 pounds. So she's been willing to move up and all that, and she's ready to make the step. If she's still a blue belt, she's someone to look at the amateur invitational. But if she ends up getting her purples, she's someone that we can start talking about Grand Prix not too long. She hasn't been beaten in the circle yet. And she just started competing. Remember, her first competition was with us when she showed up 2 years ago now at this point. So there's just another person that I'm excited to see get back inside the circle. We got 2 more. Yeah. So this one is shaping up into be maybe something that Ben's going to have to stay on his toes for.
Yeah.
So Nick Diacomo versus Alex Estamini. So a little background, right? They both were in the tournament. They both were in the Amateur Invitational, or at least scheduled to. But then we get a text from Alex day of that he tested positive for COVID the morning of. Obviously, he was extremely sick. I don't see him just testing himself and pulling him out. So we had to pull him out. He weighed in and everything, so he was on weight. And then when Nick got in, I told him, I was like, hey, he's like, really? And these two were already saying, hey, this was my spot, all that kind of stuff. So Nick dominated the way he did. As soon as the card was over, Alex hit me up. I was like, yo, I want that. Like, that was my bracket to win, all that kind of stuff. I was like, you know what? Let's talk about it. In the beginning of the year, when I'm still trying to figure out everything with the gym move and all that kind of stuff, they both were on me like, hey, I want this matchup. So I told him, like, hey, all right, we're looking at March. Don't have a date, but don't book anything else. Let's make it happen. And then as soon as it happened, boom, you can go to the Instagram now. When we announce the fight, they're already talking shit to each other in the comments. So I love it. Keep going. I'm not going to say anything else. These two are going to scrap. They might steal the show. Could build into a long rivalry. Could not. Nick could stay undefeated. Alex could stay undefeated. Either or. But we'll have an understood answer of who's the best 145-pound amateur that we have inside the circle.
My favorite thing is when they talk shit to each other in the comments, even if it's a subtle emoji, like the JT Taylor special, just the yawn. I'm a big fan. If you want to impress me in the booth and get me to talk about you on the stream more, talk some shit. Give me something to talk about because I absolutely enjoy that.
Yeah, my anxiety level is definitely going to be high during this match, but I'm going to keep it professional like I always do. Let's just keep
there's no messing with the captain inside the circle.
Let's just keep it clean, fellas.
He might be a friendly guy you want to say hi to and have a beer with outside, but inside that circle, you listen to him. He's the authority.
I'm a pro in there. Except when I'm competing. I don't look too much like a pro inside the circle so far, but when I'm wrestling, I am.
Call him the captain for a reason.
Maybe you want the winner of this. That's a no.
It doesn't help us when you're admitting on stream that you might either of them.
Hey, like I said, like I bring my gear with me to every HCS match. I don't care who it is. If it's between me going against a heavyweight black belt and a match falling apart, I'll take the match. I don't care. If it's jiu-jitsu, I'll literally compete against anybody.
All right, I'll keep that in mind if the main event has any.
All
I'm saying a good main event might be Josh versus Ben. That's all I'm saying.
I'll run that. Going.
Ben, I'll let you know in the booth. I will be so biased towards you. I will give you all the support. I'll say all the shit about Josh.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
But hey, if it happens, you need someone, I'll hop in. Like I said, I'll hop in and then ref. I don't care.
You'll ref at the same time too?
I'll ref my own match.
Oh, that'll help.
I'll ref my own match, and I'll be super strict towards myself. I'll admit when I'm going out of bounds. I'll say, hey, we have to reset.
That's all I mean. And we have one more, right?
Yep, one more. Unfortunately, don't have a poster for it yet because we had a last-minute dropout that I just confirmed last night. Unfortunately, on the shit-talking stage, right, we had an impressive showing by Dern in the Amateur Invitational. Another person that stepped up at the last second to take a spot. He lost to David Guerrera in the opening round, went into the grapple backs, we'll call them. They're not wrestle backs, but they're grapple backs. Made his way all the way back for third, went against him again and won, right? So he went one-on-one with Dave that day. And then after that, Bobby won the bracket, and Dern was already in my DM saying, yo, me and Bobby. This was in November. I said, yeah, we'll see what the year turns out, whatever. I posted the picture about Bobby winning it, all that kind of stuff. Dern was in the comments. Bobby replied to him. He said, yeah, let's run it. So they did the job for me. So I was very excited to get it. Unfortunately, Bobby was at the ADCC Open recently, and he came down with a knee injury. So we did have to pull out. So we are going to be looking to do that match further. I posted last night. I need a fill-in, and within seconds, like always, we had someone. We have a local guy from Garden State Jiu-Jitsu over in Red Bank, so he does not have a far drive now to the new location. And Ethan Burright, he's an active competitor, fellow sponsoree of Gear by Ground. He goes into the all IBJFs, Men of Wars. He currently has a win over Dern at Fight to Win last year. So we'll see if that plays. And I went up. Dern was like, yep, let's do it. Let's run it. Obviously, he wants his get back. And there is a little caveat to it. Obviously, Bobby just got his purple belt. Congrats, Bobby. And we are excited to see you in the pro ranks. If Dern gets this win, I said we will do the match with Bobby in pro rules, and he can move up. So, again, another person that has done everything we want in here. So I'm excited to see this matchup. I've never seen Ethan compete live. I've heard great things. And obviously, he has the win over him. Different rule set. We don't go to judges. It's the only difference. All right.
I know I throw this around a lot, but I truly mean it this time. The first match between Darren and Dave Guerrera was, I think, the best match I've ever seen in HCS. Like, it was absolutely ridiculous. And even though Darren might have lost that one, like you said, he came back against Dave again, same event, and got his win back. But I think that first match doesn't take away anything at all from him. I mean, it was an absolutely insane match that pushed like the HCS rule set to its limit. Like, I think they probably hold the record for going out of bounds the most, just because the scrambles those two had were ridiculous. And it was just it was insane. So I'm very excited to see.
If the captain has said that about you before, that your match was his favorite ever, even earlier this episode, ignore it.
Ignore it. That one actually is. I'm not lying.
This is now favorite until he says it again.
Until I say it again the next time we do this.
Mm-hmm.
This is my.
This one.
This one's my favorite. Happens. This one's currently at number 1.
That's what happens at the party, man. Every show there'll be another one that steals a show, and that's another benefit of staying active inside the circle. You know,
you can always be Ben's favorite.
Always be Ben's favorite.
You get the captain award for best current match.
You leave an everlasting appearance to us.
Yep.
With that being said, I know we had a little slow start this year. Like I said, a lot of things going on in the background. I moved the gym. I opened up the gym, right? It's all mine now. We're getting that rolling. We are in the middle of wrestling season, which, you know.
Shout out Knights.
Sure, destroys my life. But we are home stretch for that. States are next week. I am done after that. And then for all that don't remember, I have a baby on the way in April. So it's been life-changing, literally. But we have some really cool things in the work for 2024. For all the haters out there that were saying that we were gone, we were done, that's just silly. We're on HCS 16 already within 2 years of opening up. We will be hitting HCS 20. We'll be possibly hitting 22 by the end of the year. We'll be hitting our 500th match within our first 2 shows. HCS 17, we'll be taking April off. I'll put that out now. My baby's due in April. I'm not going to
do a baby comment. There will be a baby. Who maybe will make a stream by the end of the year.
1,000%.
Just saying. There's a lot of baby stuff in my house right now, Josh. All the focus that gets for you, but boy, is there a lot of baby stuff in this house.
So we're looking at April. We skip. May will be HCS 17. We have something really, 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 really cool in the works for the entire summer. Okay. Starting from June all the way to September, there are going to be the biggest HCS events that we've ever done, and probably the most eyes that you've ever seen. And that's what I'm saying. Last year in May, we had HCS 10, and that was the biggest thing we've done. HCS 15 was bigger. This is going to be big. We're going to be looking to build that HCS 20 is one of the biggest events in the local scenes. We are going to be doing, it's official, we will be doing outside venues this year. So keep an eye on that. I know we're stream only right now. We'll be stream only in Hammer Sports, but we will be going. And when we go, we're going to bring a nice show. So make sure you save your money now. Those tickets
just
are
like the Apex. If you can do, why can't we?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you really want to come, I'll charge you $3,000 for.
You don't get a seat though. Standing
You don't
room only. $3,000 is standing room only.
It's all math.
If you pay $3,500, I'll give you my chair.
There you go. But we're looking to do some cool stuff. We're talking about maybe some entrances for the guys now and all that kind of stuff to where we're set up. So don't fear. We have a lot of cool stuff coming. And hopefully, no, I will do my part. By 3/16 on the stream, we will announce the full season. Well, series, all the events that are coming up, all the things we're going. I should have a couple of things finalized by the end of next week, and we'll be ready to roll. So stay ready.
I should have an exciting outfit for the stream.
Yeah, go all out. It's you and Lydia.
Okay, I have a nice little tracksuit that I'm thinking of breaking out.
Perfect.
Think about it.
Pop, like a pop.
Before we pop off here, any reward for those who made it to the end? Selfie gets you what?
Oh, no.
No.
I got nothing to give right now.
Nothing goes through the
reward
chair
is
if you
that
pay
interaction
$3,000.
right there. That's how you know we're live. We are not planned out, fleshed out. That's live in the moment right there. Because let's throw it out there. But again, anything else before we hop off?
No, just stay tuned. Big things are coming. If you are an amateur, so white or blue belt, and you're interested in getting your team in, talk to your head professor. DM me now. We'll get you in. I'm trying to get as many of these we can. We'll be looking to do the playoffs in the fourth quarter of the year. So you'll have plenty of time to do it. Even if it's just an individual match, you'll be able to get qualified. The Amateur Invitational is going to be the same. Stream only. All of our events are up on YouTube right now, so make sure you like and subscribe. I have a new system here. We'll see how this one works. Again, we're live, so we really don't know how this is going to end up, but I think I'll be able to do more interviews. Competitors, if you want to get interviewed, you want to hop on the podcast, let me know. Yeah, I have a lot of free time coming up, just holding a baby, so.
All right. Well, as always, shout out to our sponsors, AVP Live, All Jersey Mechanical. We appreciate you as always. If you're looking to be a sponsor of the Inside the Circle podcast or HCS in general, let us know. Hit us up. We'll be more than happy to have you. We'll see you on 3/16 in Hazlet, New Jersey, and around the world, brought to you by AVP Live.
Streams available now. HCSgrappling.com.
All right. That's it. We're out. See you, boys.
See you later.